This video is sponsored by my merch store at thestore.org. Use promo code FREESHIP to get free shipping on all orders in the US. What is up, y'all? The Eric V. Stream Teach here. And today we are going to do something a little bit different. We're just going to have a bit of a free-form discussion on DMCA, Pokimane, Hassan, Disguised Toast, and how you can protect yourself against being banned. Let's get into it. Class is in session. I've been a YouTuber for a very long time, an extremely long time. DMCA and copyrighted material has always been something that I've always had to be wary of. Since I've been on Twitch, the laws, or let's say the enforcement of those laws, have been a lot more lenient. If I hop on Chrome right now and search for, let's say, South Park, which is something that I recently did, you can find live streams of not only South Park, but also Family Guy, The Simpsons. As you can see, there is, and there has been, live content being broadcasted all over Twitch of copyrighted works. I too am, I hesitate to use the word guilty because I don't want to incriminate myself, but I am also, I don't know the word to use, part of the, I don't want to say problem. Anyway, I also react to content on my streams, but it is not in the way that Hassan, Disguised Toast, and Pokimane have done it. What they have been banned doing is watching a series and just sitting there reacting just like an audience member would. And what I would do, not saying it's right, but what I would do was commentate on what I'm watching. And what I mean by that is I would pause, rewind, fast forward if necessary to transform the content. And the reason for this is not only do I not want to infringe on copyright as heavily, and again, I'm using safe words here, I also wanted to add something to the content, because if I'm not adding to the content, then why am I necessary? So not only is it a legal thing, but it was more of an entertainment pride thing. I wanted to give people something that they can't get by just having the link. There were times where people would tell me, hey, why don't you stop pausing the show so I could watch it? And the reason for that is I'm providing the commentary. If you want the link to the show to watch the show without me, you have the link. Again, I'm not saying what I was doing is legally sound, because the thing about fair use is that it has to be transformative. While I believe that I was transforming the content by commenting on it, much as some of my favorite YouTubers would do, Mr. GG, Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, Cody Ko, Noel Miller. They watch things, they react to it, they comment on it. However, because they do that on the realm of YouTube, they're able to edit those videos down so that if you went to go search out these videos yourself, you would get the full context of everything, and also the creator would get the view, which is why DMCA laws exist, whether we like it or not. That's the purpose of it, so that the creator gets the views without somebody else taking the views and then profiting off of them. Also, again, not saying this makes everything legally sound, but it seemed like a curious venture for Pokimane to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Seemingly from front to back, Disguised Toast made it pretty known and pretty evident that he was trying to test the waters by watching Death Note. There was also a streamer who was watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy and just left the stream up. There was no attempt to add content to it or add comedy to it or anything like that. And again, in my case, what I would do, add commentary, things would branch into, whether it be jokes from me reacting to it or serious conversations. There was something that came from nothing because I was there. Whether or not what I was doing was fair use is up in the air to me. But I think to be safe, it's best not to play anything that is copyrighted. And also, I want to say, I was watching things that were obscure or just were not a thing anymore. Keys to the VIP. Next. I feel like I'm digging a grave here. Am I digging a grave here? But or it was just cringe content on YouTube. I also did try not to laugh challenges where the challenge was to try to get me to laugh from my audience. And again, I am the focus of the content, even though the content is also there helping me make my content. So I'm drawing a line in the sand here between what's been done and what I've done. Again, I think the safest thing to follow this fair use law is to just not share anything that you've not created, unless it's a video game, because that seems to be the safest. Even reading a book can be copyright infringement. Listening to music, of course, we've all been through that last year. It's kind of risky. Or was that 2020? Tom is crazy right now. But just to go over the fair use laws, let's check out something. And this is from copyright.gov. So what it says is Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses, such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, as examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. So again, it's a little bit in the gray area because I was commenting on things. I don't think reacting to things and just giving a reaction is much of a comment on anything. And I also criticized the content as well because most of the content was cringy and we made jokes. So if you're not doing that, especially if you're absent from the stream entirely like these seem to be, you are breaking the fair use law. And this is not something that I'm saying is my opinion. This is the law of the United States. And as we continue down, transformative uses are more likely to be considered fair. Transformative uses are those that add something new with a further purpose or different character and do not substitute for the original use of the work. And that's where things come into play. If it does not make somebody going out and checking the content out for themselves redundant, then it's not transformative because you didn't change anything about the content. Especially again, if it's on Twitch and you can just go and look at an old VOD because you're watching The Simpsons on Twitch, on Hulu, where The Simpsons is normally aired, or Disney Plus, I'm not sure. They don't get the views there, so they're losing money. So that's 194 people who can be giving money to Disney Plus or to Hulu, and Disney is losing money because of that. So that's why these laws exist. And this part covers what I was talking about as far as YouTube and things being edited. Amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. Under this factor, courts look at both the quantity and quality of copyrighted material that was used. If the use includes a large portion of the copyrighted work, fair use is less likely to be found. If the use employs only a small amount of copyrighted material, fair use is more likely. So when a YouTube channel like Double Toasted, for instance, shows a clip of a movie trailer before they criticize the movie, that is much more likely to incorporate fair use because there's not a whole lot of context given by the media that Double Toasted themselves is not giving. This part right here, again, covers what I was mentioning earlier, effects upon the potential market or value of the copyrighted works. Here, courts review whether and to what extent the unlicensed use harms the existing or future market for the copyright owner's original work. In assessing this factor, courts consider whether the use is hurting the current market for the original work, for example, by displacing sales of the original, the example I gave with The Simpsons and Hulu or Disney Plus, and or whether the use could cause substantial harm if it were to become widespread. With that knowledge, as hard of a pill as it is to swallow, even, someone like me who I think, based on what I said and based on what I read, would have a pretty good case for fair use, I prefer to play it safe because I like my Twitch channel. And also, I don't need copyrighted works to be entertaining. And this is something that I said on my Twitch channel last night. You shouldn't need anybody's work to be good at what you do. You should be the content. You should be the reason that people are there, and not something that somebody else or another team of people created. Be the content and use everything else, well, legally. Use whatever else carefully, intentionally, as something to bounce off of, and do the work. It's as simple as that. These bigger streamers who are testing the waters like Disguised Toast are, in a way that I said earlier in Dead End Gaming's Twitch chat, making the block hot. And the block gets hot, we get an equivalent of an apocalypse on Twitch. And everybody will be back to only gaming and only just chatting and maybe only being in hot tubs. And that's not something that I don't think most of us want. I like being the true definition of a variety streamer. So if there's any big streamers watching this, respectfully, do the work. Continue to do the work. I am proud of your success, but do not halt my success because you are already there. I want us to have fun. I want Twitch to be great. And I want it to be different than just a gaming platform. When somebody like Pokimane gets a 3-day ban on days that she doesn't stream anyway, it doesn't affect her that much. But it affects us when all the companies look and they want to pull the reins back on sponsoring Twitch streamers because Twitch has a bad reputation. As you may know, I recently made a video about how just chatting is the best category to stream in to grow. And the main reason for that is the versatility and the potential of that category to make it truly what you want to be. And if you don't want to risk making React content, as I suggest you don't do, at least for a while, Kiwi on the Sticks had a great thread on ideas, and I will link that in the description. But she has a bunch of ideas that you can do to engage with your community, and you might remember her from the interview that I've had on this channel. Definitely check her out. She's always giving tips on Twitter, and so am I. So if you're not following me on Twitter yet, what are you doing? I hope this has helped you understand DMCA and the law a little bit better and help you move with more confidence. If you need any help, leave a comment, hop on Twitter, jump in Discord, or jump into my Twitch chat every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or old school Saturday. Class dismissed. This view right here, yo. I'm gonna tell you how I did this. I found an image online, right, of a car interior. I just made all the windows green, and then I added a chroma key filter. And then I looked for a video that showed that just showed like a rear POV of a car, and I just layered it. That's how we got this.